Alright, and welcome back to the North 40. We're going to start off with something really interesting. So from this lake, we had a softshell turtle crossing the property through the culvert. That's amazing. So I decided to put it on another loop in turtle mode, just so you could enjoy it. That's a pretty big softshell. That might be the one that was chasing my lure the other day when I was fishing in the lake, because it was about that big. That's a different start for my videos for sure. Big softshell crossing through the culvert. And now we're off to the north line. This is one of the cameras I put high in the trees looking down. Big buck walking through there, big 6-point, followed by another smaller buck. I don't think that time's right. I think that was late in the evening. Got some turkeys standing over by the gate. Checking things out. That's a big buck walking up towards the road. We got some good shots of him throughout the entire weekly cycle. So he's the biggest buck on the property, followed by a 5-pointer. It's the fawns walking through the culvert. It's the same culvert the softshell turtle was walking through. It was a very busy area this week. This is a group of deer walking up to the road. I kind of put this sequence for effect here, and the does are looking, checking things out, and in the next camera they trigger the light. The next sequence, and after this one it shows them jumping the fence. It's kind of funny. And this is them lit up by that camera, deciding they're going to move on. It's so funny because they could just walk about 20 feet and there's no fence. But that's the mindset of the deer. They've got to jump. Jump. They make it look easy, don't they? This is a group over by the big meadow. Again, that's the culvert they're walking into. That's just a pretty shot. Some deer in the background, along with some turkey in that high grass. Again, that's the culvert. Small deer family coming through there with the fawns, mom with the fawns. Still a bit muddy out. That's big buck heading back up towards the road. He's very stealthy, that big buck. And there's 5-point following him. This is some does and a buck up on the north line. That's an elevated camera I have set up on the north line there. You can see he's just kind of like a 2-spike buck coming up behind. Pretty little rack. These are some does down by the lake. I dumped some dirt down there to cover those tree roots, and now there's grass growing down there. It's great. So the deer hang out there and feed a lot. This is the run. Cuts through from the lake to the back of lot 1, lot 2. And this is down in Hat Pen. Still quite flooded back there. I've got a series here at Hat Pen. couple of bucks. A few bucks in the back. That's that one double spike buck. He looks good. Deer just raising hell. I think the rut might be starting because those males are acting a bit feisty. And this big boy again, walking through the culvert. Maybe he's hunting for a softshell turtle. And that's 5 point, again following him. This was a poor shot because of the water on the lens of the camera, but it was a pretty good shot of that rack. So I left it. And this is, again, big 6 point at the gate. For some reason the camera cleared up a bit. That's a nice shot of that rack. Again, we're back in hat pen and just some deer moving around. Buck coming out, looking a bit feisty. So you can see he's kind of raising heck with the foliage. The doe in the background looking at him. This is 3-leg down by the lake at the bench camera. And she's off. It's back in hat pen again. Buck's back there. Button heads, just kind of practicing, I guess. That's 3 point. I think he has a broken antler. I'm not sure. This is 6 point again coming out. He's got a pretty mature looking rack there. It's very even, looks good. This is a raccoon just walking through the water. I thought it was too funny. He's just four-wheeling it back there. It's deep. That's a big buck coming back into hat pen. And he, believe it or not, drove the deer out. And the next clip should be him following them. That's him. He's all over the property. And these are some turkeys in the culvert run. Just wanted to include turkeys. Some videos, I don't have them. They're on every game camera set. That's 5 point down by the lake. Turkeys are still all over the property as well. And that's the north line, 6 point again, walking through there. This is Schrodinger. Look at the time, 6:37, 6:39. He's walking away with a squirrel. Approximately 30 minutes later, he's coming back through the culvert again after having his squirrel dinner. He's a tough cat. More does coming up to the fence. I don't know why they don't just walk around, but that's what they do. Look at this guy. He cleared it by a foot, I think. That was pretty funny. And this is that same group of does walking up to the fence. I think they do it almost every night. Certainly several times a week for sure. That's their crossing spot. That's the does running out of the culvert into lot 2. And this is a red shoulder hawk in the culvert as well. It's just a busy cycle for the culvert. I'm going to close out here with the 6 point buck in the culvert. And I will leave that last clip with you guys of him just staring off into the field. And Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. North 40 out.